boys better hold on because I'm going to have to stand on it.
Welcome back to High, Wide, and Handsome, a racing podcast here on the Arson Brothers Network. And it's our Bristol Dirt Nationals special, if you will, recap of our venture down there. Matt Klein, joined by Michael Sizemore.
It's a two-for week. You get the regular NASCAR one, and now you're getting the Bristol Dirt National ones. Too high, too wide, too handsome.
Oh, doubling down, I tell you what. But yeah, we thought it'd be good to give a bonus episode this week since we got down to the finale night.
Yeah.
Bristol Dirt Nationals.
Yeah, what a fun night. What a fun day.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, we got to the track there, and it was a pretty lot of people. We had one of the VIP parking passes.
Oh yeah, that
which put us parking really close to their entrance gate, at least.
Yeah, the only problem was our entrance gate was on the opposite side of the track from our seat.
Exactly. From there, we had a long walk all the way down the back stretch and all the way around 1 and 2 into turn 1, and then up. But we now know we should have went probably outside there, the power stairs, but we didn't. We ended up walking way up the bleachers, but it wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. I mean, once we got up there, it was nice because our seats were right there next to the bathrooms. Like, it's just a couple steps down, or there at the bathrooms, or some concession stands in that area, so we didn't have to go too far.
Yeah, it ended up being, and if we'd went in the way we should have, as far as going up a level earlier, I think it would have been easier because the exit was pretty easy that night.
Yeah, too. Yeah, it wasn't much work getting out of there at all.
We were in the Kowicki Terrace, I think T section, I guess it was.
Kowicki Terrace T, seat 7, 8, 9. Even though we pretty much had the whole bench, the way they're doing I assume they're doing this for the NASCAR races too. The pods, you buy your group of tickets and they seat you all, and then they seat another group of people, and then in between you have free space, so plenty of room to stretch out and enjoy yourself at least.
Yeah, I have to commend the social distancing efforts from Bristol Motor Speedway, and I'm sure it'll be pretty much, like you said, the same setup for this weekend's NASCAR race. But I never felt like I was around anybody really but you and my dad.
Yeah. Yeah, only time I went and stood in line and got some pizza, but other than that, that's the only time I feel like I was really in close quarters with anybody.
Yeah, I guess a little bit coming in the tickets, getting the tickets scanned, but not bad there. But even in the bathrooms, it was a couple of times, I guess there was more people in there, but most of the time it was not even anybody in the bathroom.
Yeah, so yeah, that was
where we were at.
Compared to previous trips to Bristol where you're all crammed together, it was definitely a new and pleasant experience.
Oh yeah, that's what we'd said. We wish every NASCAR race you could get that kind of going forward, that space in the stands and not as many people for the bathroom and concessions. Not that we don't want to see full racetracks back, but the extra perks were nice.
But yeah, they got started a little late. Speculation that it's because they were waiting on Kyle Busch, who had just won the truck race, to get there. We don't know that for sure.
We don't know that.
In our pod, we kind of or in our vlog, we kind of speculate on that a bit.
Yeah, it seemed like it. I mean, they announced that he had won the truck race, which was cool that he was coming on, but he was supposed to be in the first or second heat. The first heat.
First heat, yeah.
And they seemingly stalled for like an hour. Like they were doing nothing but.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, racing was supposed to start at 5 o'clock and ended up starting until 6ish, like 10.
No, the track was ready. It wasn't like they were working the track. I don't know if they weren't just stalling. I don't know what they were doing, but it didn't work out, so it was wasted time. Because Kyle did get there, but he got there only in time to run a last chance qualifying race, which he did. Come from last to second to advance into the main show.
I'm glad he got there. It was cool. I noticed. I don't know if you saw the kid below us. I think he might have been a Kyle Busch fan. It was a younger kid there with his parents. He may have been what 6 or 7, something like
Yeah.
that. But he seemed real stoked to get to see Kyle come out there, and that's good because I mean the Cup race is sold out. So if you've got a kid who loves racing, getting to see his favorite driver race some, it's a good experience. Kind of all of us like to see builds fans like us in the future.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's always a good experience. I mean, I enjoyed watching Kyle run, especially that LCQ. It was fun to watch. My dad's a pretty big Kyle Busch fan, in all honesty, so he was pretty stoked.
Yeah, he did real well. That last chance qualifying heat he was in, he was impressive.
He was. He kind of mid-pack got stuck in the feature, but everybody kind of got stuck in the feature.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Davenport.
Yeah. Davenport worked his way up from a couple rows back to the front, but for the most part, there wasn't a whole lot of shuffling around.
No, it really wasn't. Got spread out kind of quick there. It's still fun, even with it not being like a dramatic race. Talking on the finale, it was still very entertaining to watch. Or I thought so.
Yeah. I mean, and the super lights was kind of the big show there that everybody was there to see because I mean, when we left, half the place cleared out because we left after the super lights feature there when they crowned Davenport champ, gave him his $50,000 check. We were hitting the road, but
yeah,
I have to say I really enjoyed watching the stocks. That was one of my favorite. Everyone's watching those heats.
Yeah, those were very fun. That's a good class. Apparently, it's real big in the Midwest. I'd like to see it make its way out this way some because it's a fun class around here. That's what we were talking about. That's more or less the class that myself, my dad, my uncle, we ran here, and it would be called Super Stock, but I think it's very similar rule base to that, and that class has kind of went away around this area over the last decade or so. But apparently, something similar has arose in the Midwest, so it'd be cool if that could start making its way over. It put on a good show, though. I thought.
Got to see a 68 Barracuda running that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. Like a rare car to see on the highway, let alone cut out with a roll cage put in it. Yeah, that was kind of mind blowing. But that's more your the one guy, I forget his name, but he's making the rounds now. There's a YouTube video that was very kind of DIY. Showed up there and made it advanced all the way through the feature. I mean, he worked his way through, but now people kind of throwing on him saying he didn't belong there. That's that light blue car that you were fond of.
Oh, the 74X?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that. They had the Grim Reaper on the hood. Yeah, I mean, dude was just an old guy who likes to race. And, if anybody belongs there, it's him.
Well, yeah. I mean, he made it through. He did look like did the work. I mean, I know nothing about this guy or his race team, but I know he did the work to get to that feature Saturday night. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can hate on that at all. That guy,
I mean, he had spray painted on numbers. Like, I mean, he wasn't nothing fancy about the ride, but it don't matter. You made the race.
That's right.
By the rules.
He kept it on the track too. I mean, a lot of guys wrecked out, and he kept it on the track.
Absolutely, he drove a clean race. I mean, he wasn't the fastest car there by any means, but he drove a clean race. I don't know what more you can ask for.
Yeah.
But some good racing there. Some good. Let's see, what else did we get to see on the track? It got all messed up because it went so late. Yeah, we didn't get to see all that we wanted to see as far as in person. We missed at least the main feature for the modifieds, the Hornets, and the 604s. They went so late, and it got so cold.
It got so cold. Like, it was just it was in the 30s. I mean, there was frost the next morning. It was a cold night. And that's the problem with Bristol, especially March, which is why in previous years I think they'd moved the Cup race into April instead of doing it in March. This year it got moved back, and of course this was before that, so even earlier in the year. But yeah, it gets so cold in those mountains, and then you get those cars going around the track making wind.
Yeah, man, it was tough.
Freeze you out.
We dressed somewhat appropriately, but not appropriately enough.
Yeah, I was in shorts, but
yeah, you were not dressed really appropriately at all, to be honest.
Forgot my sweatshirt. Walked out of the house, left my hoodie laying on the back of the couch. And luckily, when I got there, I was going to go to Walmart and buy a hoodie. Matt had those nice high wide and handsome sweatshirts printed up. So
That's right.
had that going ready to go.
Luckily, had something to wear.
Your dad was bundled up. He had on a sweatshirt and a hoodie.
He had on what you don't know is all day he had on long johns under his pants. Too.
Oh, dang. And he was still freezing.
Oh yeah, he was cold. He was ready to go, which I was too. But he was that. My dad freezes anyway. Like, it got cold and late. It would have been even to think like I thought about it on the way home. Like how they run to leave there, go through the traffic and stuff at 1 a.m. We wouldn't have gotten the road till probably 2. It'd have been a hard night home. I mean, we could have done it, but
well, I'm going to say it now. There's probably more traffic when we left than after the race.
well, that's true. That's true too. But just saying, if you had to deal with that, as if everyone would have stayed,
if everybody had stayed, it would have been because I feel like 90% of that place cleared out after.
Oh, it did, dude.
Late finale, and you can't blame them because it. Well, like I said, it was so blisteringly cold, and it was already after 11 o'clock.
You had to. Anybody, I mean, you certainly could have wrote it out, and I'm sure a lot that did. But for the most part, most people and most anybody there with like family, you're checking out after that.
Yeah,
and that just goes to say my only criticism of it is the timing. Their timing was bad for fans.
Yeah. Yeah, if you watch our vlog that should be coming out here in the next day or so, I mean, you'll see that we did not imagine they would get the last few races in because they didn't have them staged when we left. And they still had, 3 more to go?
Yeah, they had 3 more features, didn't have anything staged or even thinking about staging after the super late. Yeah. And they were on a curfew, so we really thought it was going to get pushed over until Sunday. Too is one reason why it was a little easier to leave because we really didn't think they might get to run but one more, and we'd at least get to watch it on XR, which we go back and do anyway. But
which we did get to see a really cool 604 race with Corey LaJoy and Chris Buescher in it.
Yeah, we did. Corey LaJoy. His first time on dirt down there this weekend. He ran well. We
didn't get to see Austin Dillon win the 604s that late that night, but we did get to see LaJoy win his heat there. Buescher, I guess Buescher came in 5th because I saw that he didn't make the feature there. So
yeah, he had a good run up through there, but not enough. He was struggling all week that I watched, and LaJoy kind of in the middle as far as speed wise all week, but Dillon in the 604s was dominant all week in that feature. He cleaned house.
Yeah, Corey impressed me there. Hopefully, that will translate into the Cup race there on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely impressive, especially not to race much dirt.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other exciting races. I mean, can't think of any other exciting races, but can think of a couple exciting moments. Watching a 4-wheeler just flip all over the place.
Dude, that was crazy. They were giving this guy a push start up out of the pits there, and the 4-wheeler got hung to the car. The dude tried to hang on to it for just a second. He bailed off, thank God.
Yeah. Luckily, he got out of there quick.
He bailed off, and so the car. I don't know that the driver, until the 4-wheeler came off, that the driver of the late model ever knew it was there. More than likely, he probably thought that guy was on, but he went all the way down the backstretch. That 4-wheeler started getting squirrely. You saw it. That thing just started rolling.
Yeah, we were sitting in turn 1, and you could see the guy who was on the 4-wheeler bail out there between turn 1 and turn 2. He knew things were not going to go well. But the car got up to speed. Like, it was going fast, and just had that 4-wheeler stuck to it. And then all the way down the backstretch, and as soon as it gets into turn 3 over there, it just starts flying and rolling. It was hilarious.
The crowd popped so hard. The crowd went wild.
They did go wild.
Expression myself included.
Yeah, well, we popped for it. Nothing like a good 4-wheeler wreck to get you going.
Oh man, that was perfect. That was a great pre-show they put on right there.
Especially knowing everybody was safe, the guy was safe.
Yeah, now I had that dude, had stuck around It's been certainly different stories.
It
But you
would
knew
have
nothing
been
other
very
than
scary.
other than property damage. We'll laugh at property damage.
Yeah. We carry a four-wheeler up, we're gonna laugh at you.
Exactly.
And we'll laugh at a little bit of human damage, not severe human damage, but if you get laid out in the pits,
Yeah, we will laugh at that a bit for sure.
We saw one
Superman punched in the pit, in the middle of pits at Bristol.
Yeah. They had the staging area there in, normally where the haulers and stuff are. And I guess one of the guys got wrecked. Like, you got into him and wrecked him.
Yeah. Best of my recollection, I think you came up on him and they both ended up in the wall, if I'm not mistaken, toward the car, something like that. Because
the one guy was in there in the infield or standing on the corner of the infield and flipped him off. And that's when you start nudging me like, hey, they're going to fight. They're going to fight. And then the next thing you know, the other guy comes in from the other side and they're jawing a little bit. And then the haymakers started flying.
They did, man. Robbed pretty hard. One dude went down. They broke him up. There's the dude, I forget, at some point the dude had his steering wheel like he was going to throw it. I don't even remember.
And then the crew member or somebody came sprinting in and jumping Superman punch and taking people down with him. They get a little redneck. It's fun.
After, 2 minutes after that, the one dude went back to his modified, was up on the hood, beating his chest and stuff too. I don't really know.
Yeah.
So they were still at least arguing after the brawl for a while.
Yeah, I don't even know who won that heat. The race itself was put on the back burner for that fight. I don't think anybody in the crowd, at least where we were sitting, because we were right in front of it, was watching the race.
No, that was the focus of everyone. We were into it. That was the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
Bigger pop than for Superman. They put on some cool fireworks.
Some cool pyro. After the super late finale, there is a lot of fun. They put off some pyro during the daytime, which, right during the national anthem, scared the crap out of me because I wasn't expecting it. Why are you shooting off fireworks in the daytime? You can't see them. But they made me jump.
They're trying to be WWE out there.
Yeah.
It was cool though. Like seeing hard for it. It was interesting watching the track develop and change through the night and rubber up, as they say. But by the end, it looked like asphalt track by the end almost.
It did. There was so much rubber on that track. You would think that you were looking at paved surface there. It was black.
It was. I saw some of the team. I don't remember. Team posted a picture of their tire after that 40-lap run in the super late feature, and it was just destroyed. They originally had that race for 60 laps, and I know the drivers after the test said we can't make it 60, and they definitely could not have.
It was interesting throughout the night. We were up pretty high in the terrace there, Quickie Terrace, and the dust didn't really bother us because it was kind of down below us. But that last big race there, the 40-lapper, they were kicking dust all the way up to us.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. If you sat right down in the middle of 1 and 2, those people and everything down there was covered. The people, the grandstands.
Yeah,
I mean, covered.
Yeah, I know. This is probably going to air before the truck race or the cup race this weekend. So if you're going to those and you're thinking about buying a $25 bottle of dirt, you just go down there and get your own because it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You can just hold one out and it'll fill up in a few laps. So there's dirt. I noticed on their way out, if anyone's been there, they'll kind of know. But when you're going in gate 8 there, around under the turn 3 and 4, it's kind of it's like service area a little bit right there, and it looked like, it would just look like the ground.
Yeah,
it's gonna be dirty.
Now, where we were sitting in turn 1, turn 1, turn 2 right there in Bristol, it seems like a lot of cars were getting real squirrely right there. A lot of guys were spinning out. And that may have been earlier in the night when it's still a little bit of loose dirt there or something. I don't know, but that seemed like one of the bad spots on the track for those guys. A lot of guys would spin out going from 1 into 2.
Yeah, I thought so too. Seemed like getting into one there and then coming out of four were the troublesome points of the weekend, kind of in every, at least that we saw. So it'd be interesting to see if that carries over to the NASCAR side this
Yeah.
weekend by any means. I feel like the truck stuff is going to be relatively comparative, but the cup cars are very heavy. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, you got the cars are going to be what we saw this weekend is going to be completely light compared to what they're going to be running this next
Oh
weekend.
yeah, just not even. It's so hard to compare anything.
Yeah.
I mean, other than if you were there, the NASCAR drivers that were there, they learned the track though. I mean,
Yeah.
the track will be at least similar. So I mean, I do think there was gain as far as knowledge, but cars are just so hard to compare.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a fun experience. I know you and your dad went in what 2000, 2001, something like
Yeah,
that.
we went to the. They did it, I guess, in 2000 and 2001. We went in 2000 the first time they did it.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah.
It was kind of it was cool to be back with him again, 21 years later, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
it was real fun to be with, hang out with you guys, and that's the first time I've ever seen dirt on Bristol Motor Speedway. So that was an awesome experience for me, getting to see it there for the first time. All in all, a good night of racing.
Yeah, man, it was good stuff. Hope it's one of many races we can get out to this year.
Yeah, maybe next year we'll just wait until like what's the April 28th or whatever for the World of Outlaws, the second race they're doing there.
Yeah,
Might be a little bit warmer by then.
dude. Yeah, it got cold. Hopefully, it does happen again next year. But yeah, you might be right. Which I'd like to go to that show anyway.
Yeah, I'd like to go to one of those Outlaws races they're doing this week or this next month. Night racing in Bristol in the springtime, not a good idea. There's a reason they saved that for August.
This is true. But I mean, it worked. It just got cold.
Yeah, it did. But I mean, we could have prepared for it. I mean, we could have bundled up better.
Yeah, and I mean, I knew I was going to get cold. I did get colder than I thought I was going to, I guess you could say, but
Yeah.
I kind of knew I was going to get colder than I thought it was. I don't know.
We could have got us a camping spot and drank till we were warm, but
Yeah.
that
I
didn't
mean,
work out.
like, I could have sat there and watched it all. It just would have been miserable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
plus-
wasn't to the point I had to leave, but I was to the point I had to leave and not be miserable.
Yeah, with the weather and the fact that it was as late as it was, and you and your dad having close to 2 hour drive back, and me having an hour drive back, it's just worked out best for us to bounce out when we did.
Yeah. I want to know too. The local guys that we sort of know that were down there, they tried to advance from Hanover, the little town where I grew up in Wyoming County. Tyler Blankenship, he has Ty B TV over on Facebook.
Oh yeah, they talked about him on the announcer stuff, talked about him and his subscription service. I think you can follow as like a Patreon or something, and you can watch him race. He does iRacing and stuff on there.
Yeah.
Seemed like a pretty cool guy. Seemed like had a cool thing going with the Ty B TV there.
Yeah, it seems real cool. I've checked out just a little bit, watched them race some, and I was checking them out the thing, but it was cool to see them down there. And I don't know, a bunch of guys that we knew were helping out with that project, or that me and Dad knew and or used to race against. And then Eric Burgess, another guy from Gilbert that we know pretty well, and I know Dad raced against at least a handful of times back in the day, but he came down there. They both almost made into the show, but
Yeah,
last chance qualifier. But it was cool. It was good to see, and there was a lot of guys from this region that I just picked on those two because I knew them a little bit personally, but a lot of guys from kind of your way there and around Richlands area and over around Withful and that way, and then from up in around Midwest Virginia around Parkersburg way, which is a big racing area. But
yeah,
so a lot of guys from up our way there. A lot of guys from all over the country. Really.
Yeah, a lot of Midwestern guys there too. I mean, I think they said what 800 some 800 some drivers there.
I think that was what was there on Sunday, and it started with like 12 or 1400 at the beginning of the week, which is amazing.
Yeah,
And from all age, it there was a 12-year-old running late early in the week and doing real good. Ended up having a bit of an accident in one of the features, but 12 years old out there getting it done. It's crazy.
Well, there was a 16-year-old that won something, didn't he? He played a
so.
state basketball championship the week before.
Yeah, he'd won his state basketball championship the week before, and then won a feature at the Bristol Dirt Nationals Friday night.
Good couple of weeks for that dude.
Yeah, for real.
Definitely hope they do it next year. Definitely hope that they bring the dirt back to Bristol. If not next year, maybe, I don't know, every 10 years or something. Hope it becomes a regular feature, if not a yearly feature.
I couldn't agree more, man. I thought it was a blast, and it had to be good, excuse me, for the track and for the Bristol area, because there's been people down there, or will be by the time this is done, for like a month, if not more, on and off.
Yeah, well, we Matt was kind of talking, where he had the subscription service. It kind of stands were all right during the week, but we weren't expecting a whole lot of people. But when we got there, it was crowded. There was a lot of people there for Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was definitely brought in some people, and we went out to Bristol. We went and ate at Burger Bar for lunch that day, and you saw a lot of people walking around State Street in that area that had on racing shirts and stuff that were there for it. So, brought some good, I guess, money into the area.
Yeah. So hopefully it becomes a thing. I mean, as far as it really all depends on NASCAR weekends, whether you love that or you hate that. I don't know, but it's the truth of the matter.
Yeah, tickets are good, selling good. I mean, they sold out for the Cup Series. My boss actually ordered tickets for the Truck Series this weekend, I guess, after he saw footage from the Dirt Nationals, and he said that they're running low on Truck Series tickets. Looks like so.
Yeah, that's a good
sign. I know it's a lower amount of tickets being sold, so that helps.
Still, that's a good sign, though. It needs to be a real good show. That's what needs to happen now, and hopefully so. I'm excited. No matter what it's going to be, I'm going to enjoy it. I know that. But I mean, I don't know. That about wraps this one up. I feel like you got anything else, brother?
No, that takes care of it. Make sure you check out our sponsor, the Warehouse Clothing Company in Princeton, West Virginia. They're on Mercer Street. You can look them up on Facebook or Instagram, and get you a cool high, wide, and handsome sweatshirt like the one Matt saved me with this weekend.
That's right. It'll save you. Yeah, definitely check that out. Check out yesterday's, if you're watching this, that came out, episode of High, Wide, and Handsome, which we more on the NASCAR side. And tomorrow, okay, you got all these days right. You'll see our Bristol Dirt Nationals vlog. You get to see actually some footage of our trip down there, and a decent bit of race footage on that as well. And then we got some stuff coming from around the Bristol area. We were talking about exploring Appalachia from State Street. Really cool, fun area to visit. And then Arson Brothers Eats from the Burger Bar.
Yep.
All that coming over the next few weeks, as far as all of it, I guess you would say.
Get to see the Arson Brothers lost and found in a border town.
Oh,
Tennessee and Virginia.
Ask them about a diamond ring.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the podcast. Thanks for being a high, wide, and handsome fan.
That's right. Well, we really do appreciate all of you. Subscribe here if you're not. Arson Brothers Network, and we'll be back next week for more High, Wide, and Handsome. Bye.